any money I get, I just reinvest in clubs, and man, I've been
Doing pretty good, huh?
I've been reinvesting all of it back in, like, I think I have some big plans for, hopefully some big plans coming up here soon.
Well, that's great to hear, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
You gonna open up your own store, hopefully?
Yeah, maybe.
Good.
I gotta start the official business.
Did your LLC and all that?
Yeah, but I talked to my dad about that stuff, and he's like, wait till you're making enough to make it make sense.
Well, you can do. You can either do an LLC or you can do a DBA.
It's DBA.
Doing business as.
Doing
It's underneath a LLC.
Oh, I see.
So it's not nearly as formal and all that. It just lets everybody know what you're kind of doing.
What I am.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people that do pressure washing.
Yeah.
You're around when you see those people that do. That's what they usually do. They usually have a DBA.
Do you have to do it under an existing LLC, or are you saying you start your
No,
own?
no, it's not an LLC. It's something totally different.
Oh,
it's
I
kind of
see.
like a baby LLC. Let's put it that
I
way.
guess.
I've got an LLC, so I don't know. But one of my buddies said, you could have just done it as a DBA and saved yourself some money. I'm like, well, I knew what an LLC is, and it protects you a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Well, I mean, if you're making, I think, a certain amount, then it makes sense for the LLC. It's just right now, like, I could project that I'll be making more, but it's just so hard to tell too. And like, I'm only selling on Facebook, so
Do they give you like a little thing of like what you sales and stuff is? Do they keep track of that for you at all?
well, they have statistics of items I've sold, but not amounts, because I don't do the transactions through Facebook. It's all cash, Zelle, Cash App. So
Gotcha.
I just use that as like the messaging kind of platform.
Yeah, I think the big thing for you is just if you get an LLC or a DBA, I think it's just figuring out how you need to put that on your taxes.
Exactly, yeah.
You know.
And that's why I'm like, once we start talking about it, he's like, well, how much are you making and stuff? He's like, until you're making, he said, I think it was like 1,000 profit a month, which isn't terrible. He's like, I don't know if it's worth it to, which I'm pretty close to that actually. But yeah, we'll see. I've also been talking to him. He's moving. My dad is moving down here next year, and he's a commercial real estate attorney, and
Oh, okay.
he's big into that stuff, and he's wanting to find an investment. And the more I think about it, I've been talking to Kyle about opening like another driving range, but like closer towards Brooksville area.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have a little sit down, probably when he's coming down in December. Should be good.
Yeah, I've had, I dealt with, got a few more here. I remember old Tim Pulse and Fred Bender over there that had Pasadena, the driving range over there,
I don't know where that's at. Pasadena.
Pasadena Hills.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I would venture to guess that if you're going to build another driving range, I would do it outside of Pasco County.
Yeah.
Pasco's a real pain in the rear end for all that stuff, and I remember talking to those guys, and they built a structure, and the county got onto them because they didn't have enough bushes around the thing. Like, who gives a rat's ass about that?
Right.
It's got the bathrooms, it's got all the things, and they're like, well, you don't have enough mulch, you don't have enough plants, and what does that have to do with it?
That's definitely where my dad comes in, but yeah, he knows the ins and outs of that, and he was looking at Airbnb, like houses to buy for Airbnbs, and he was running into the HOA issue. He's like, Pasco County is terrible for HOAs.
Yes, absolutely.
So he's like, he's like, if we're anything, we're looking for houses anyway. He would look in Hillsborough, but Yeah.
Hillsboro's not much better.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be looking at Hernando. Polk County will let you do anything over
Yeah.
there. Jesus, that's like, what is it, Corpus Christi, Texas, or whatever
Yeah,
it is over
yeah.
there, Brownsville, Texas.
They don't care what you
Do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't mess with Grady Judd.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean that's down the road. I always wondered what could I bring to the table as far as, you know, I don't have like a ton of money right now and stuff. I'm trying to pay off debt, but I'm like, well, if I have a golf business already built, you know, in 2 years, if we were to open a range, you know, we could have a little shop. And the other side of it is we were thinking about doing like a extended stay campground type of thing for like snowbirds.
Oh,
You see them off 75 sometimes.
okay.
So that would be like a secondary part of it. Actually, that'd probably be the main part of it. So we'll see. That's all down the road.
Give me one more and let's take a look at it. How's that sound, my
Yeah.
man? How's it feeling for you today? Good?
Yeah, a little stiff, but
Okay. All right. Let's take a look at it.
I'm usually up this early hitting golf balls.
Well, my grandpa always said golf is a morning game, son.
And he'd
That's why I always complain, I'm like, man, it's 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Golf's a morning sport, he would tell me.
Right.
All right, so let's take a look. Hitting the ball pretty well. You know, I'm not seeing terribly too many bad balls going everywhere, so
Yeah.
that's a good sign right there. But one thing I do see here, and let's just kind of take a look here. You know, I look at John's stance here. That's his driver stance, right? I think your stance for the 8-iron might be a little wide.
Oh, wide,
A little
okay.
wide, but we'll take a look and see.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, right, is that we're going to take a look at this, right? As they kind of go like this.
The slide.
Yeah, you got a lot of slide, but you do a really good job of recentering yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not the end of the world, but I think if we got a little bit narrower stance, just a smidge, we start to get a little bit less of that slide and maybe a little bit more hip turn back behind it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay?
I was trying to add in, you know, obviously we worked on a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the turn,
Yeah.
and I tried to add in a little like shift, not trying not to slide, but trying to shift my momentum
Mm-hmm.
to get me, you know, because that whole time I was having trouble coming through the ball, getting the height and
Yeah.
stuff. So but I think sometimes that translates to me
Correct.
wanting to slide sideways. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, but you do a really good job of coming back and recentering yourself. Okay?
Mhm.
You see where your hips are, they come right back where they are.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, and there is your issue with your...
Early extension.
Well, I can't see if it's early extension. I'd look down the line on that. But the big thing I can see here, and let me just kind of... John's got a little bit of a driver, so it would be a little bit different. But look how much he's holding that angle just a little bit. You
Yeah.
get here, and then you can see that right hand really starts to overtake at this point.
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit of this flip right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were talking about your pitching wedge, how you were hitting it kind of fat or kind of long, this is where that problem comes to play
Comes
right
in,
there, right?
okay.
So for you, what happens just a little bit when we get on into impact, right? You know, you are sliding a little bit. You're going like this, but you are recentering yourself. So I'm going to kind of let that slide for right now. Just want to kind of narrow up the stance.
Okay.
But the big thing is that as you get into impact right now, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
like that, just a little bit, right? And we need to kind of have more of that thing driving down and through, right? Getting that forward shaft going,
Yeah.
right? So let me give you just kind of a visual aid. Not going to really worry about the feel here, but I'm going to give you a visual here, right?
Okay.
So if you look at this club here, right? If you look at this club, right? And I lay it right here in front of you, that looks pretty awkward, doesn't it? Be pretty tough to hit that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right now, when you hit those, you're hitting it like in here,
Yeah.
the negative zone,
Mhm.
let's say, right? What we want to kind of have, right, is if I put this club here and I just go, okay, what do I need to do to get that,
Yeah.
okay? So just to give you a visual of what we need to kind of do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in your hands, okay, and just kind of do what I did right there, okay, and feel where your hands are kind of at just a little bit, and tell me if that's feeling the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, get that hip turning a little bit more. There you go.
Okay. Let's see.
There you go. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, definitely on the range. Like, I'd say every time almost I swing for the first like 200 balls, I practice coming up and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously translating that to the actual swing, I would say is like 50% of the time. Because the ball flight is definitely an indicator. I think is like sometimes it's just way up, and I'm like, am I like?
All right.
So you're saying?
Yeah, so I mean, it's obviously an over-exaggeration.
Yeah.
Right? I want you to understand that. But it gets you the idea, right, of what that shaft's going to kind of feel and look like, right? Getting that, but we got to have this knee, right? Like we talked about, driving up and back.
Okay.
Okay, we don't want to have a lot of knee flex in there
Bend.
like that, right?
Okay.
So when we see those guys on tour, right, they're here and it's like this. Okay, keeping that hip back behind them. But if I keep this thing flexed like this,
Yeah.
you can see that I'm going to start coming closer
You're
to
gonna
the ball.
start. Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think I forgot about that.
Right. Yeah. So you see how that keeps a hand path for you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's big too, because I think I have been like.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's kind of take a look here. We'll look at some tour players. Alex Fitzpatrick, of course. No, I'm just joking. Like, why do we have him? But that's okay. And his brother Matthew. All right, but let's watch just his left leg here. Let's watch Colin's left leg here. Right, so you see how that thing, there's a
Yeah.
little bend to it as he comes through here, right? But look as he starts to come,
Snap. Yeah.
right? When he gets to impact, his leg is as straight as that shaft.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you kind of agree? Okay, let's take a look at you here just a little bit and see. Doing better, better than I thought. Okay, than what you're practicing on.
Yeah.
Okay. But there again, I could probably tell you that you're probably early extending. We're going to take a look down the line here a
Yeah.
little bit. But it looks like to me, and it's a face-on view, but it kind of looks like this,
Yeah. No, I.
right? Like
agree.
everything getting cut off.
That's what I was saying. Like 50% of the time, I think I know I'm doing it
Mm-hmm.
because I know that I'll practice this for a second, so to know to not do that,
Mm-hmm.
and then like coming through. But then when I actually swing, I would, like I said, it's got to be 50% of the time probably I'm kind of coming up instead of coming through. Some of the time, I think I am coming through though.
Okay.
It's just.
So this is what we're going to kind of practice here for just a few minutes, okay? I'm going to grab this little thing if you jump on out and jump on in there real quick. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of work on that little hand structure down there at the bottom, okay? We're going to try to get that a little bit less flipped out a little bit, okay? So if you stand right over there, I'm going to get you just in case. Right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take some swings where we get our left arm parallel to the ground, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to feel like you're maintaining and holding your structure out here,
Okay.
right? If I do that, that means my hands have led, and then my hands stay out here. For you, it'd be like this,
Yeah.
right? Does that make sense a
Yeah.
little bit?
Mhm.
So just hitting small little shots, okay, and just holding that angle, holding that structure out in front of us, okay? Once again, not really a fan of this device being on here, but that's okay. Right, here, right, and then through, just holding that angle out in front of us, okay?
Okay.
So, grab like a little 8-iron or something, whatever you got there, all right? And let's do about 5 balls here. Okay. And let me give you a feel for it, okay?
Should I choke up or just
No,
regular?
just regular, okay? And go ahead and get to your setup, and then I'm just gonna kind of move you into the follow through that we're looking for, okay? All right, let that right side go.
Oh yeah.
Right side go.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here we go, once again. Okay? There you go. Okay? Now, one thing I'd like to kind of see here just a little bit, and that's why I want to get our feet a little bit closer together, because as I come through here, right, watch how his right knee kisses his left. Yeah, there you go, okay? So for you, you've got such a wide stance, it's tough for that knee to get back to it, right? Yeah, so narrow up that stance just a little bit for me. There you go, good. Okay, as you come on through. Yeah, better. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
So not leaning forward either.
Not leaning forward, right? We want to feel like that's going vertically up for us.
Okay.
Okay, so once again. Yeah, good.
Yeah, see, I'm starting to lean. Yeah.
Okay, right there.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay, so now your head is right over your left foot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I widened probably because I've been like leaning forward.
Okay.
It feels like I'm doing that. So.
There you go. Okay, so when we watch these guys, right? Watch where they finish at. Right, so as they finish, head's in line with this body.
Yeah.
Let's see how you're doing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're good right there. That's where we want to be.
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
the in between.
Just the in between, right? Trying to get that arm structure to stay out in front of us. Okay. There you go. Okay. Once again, set up again. Okay. Bring it on through slowly for me. Yep. Good. Good. There you go. Good. Okay. So let me kind of, and I've probably done this with you before, but let me just kind of reiterate it. Okay. Do that a couple more times for me. Okay. Okay. So, in all, have I told you about the PGA logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So, right, that's the finish that we want to have. Okay. Of all the images they could have picked, that's the one that they picked, right? And that's the most important, because if I can get you into this position,
Yeah.
right here, that means that we've come to, everything else was good.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
I do think about that often, for
Okay.
sure.
There you go. Okay? Because if I roll back, Colin, here just a little bit, right? That could be the logo right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Good. A couple swings here. Good. There you go. Good. Okay. Good. You feel that left arm being more extended on the way through?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you go. Good. All right, so let's do 5 balls here. Okay. Let's keep going with that motion, and we'll take a look on the 5th ball and see if we're getting rid of that little early release that we've got. Okay.
Do you want me to full swing or?
No, just left
Just-
arm parallel, and
okay.
let's just see how we're doing. Baby steps. Is this the last one right here?
I think so, yeah.
Give me a good one here. Feel like we're maintaining that structure out in front of us, okay? Good. Feel like Tommy Fleetwood, don't you? Right?
I definitely think about the logo a lot.
Good.
And that's what I was saying, that like some of the time I do feel that I come through and I end here. But a lot of the time I feel like in the video what I was doing is kind of like you're saying, like kind of bringing in my arms.
Chicken winging a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So, still a little passive here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We're going to take a look down the line here a little bit.
Oh, that was just now?
That was just now.
Still flipping, yeah.
Okay? Alright, so if I kind of take a look at Colin here, let's just kind of see here. Let's go first page of the leaderboard. Okay. Pretty good takeaway. A little bit of a slide though.
Yeah.
Right? We addressed that a little bit. Okay. Alright. Maybe have a little bit too much wrist cock.
Too much, okay.
A little too much maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see how that's going. But we're just taking a half swing. Good work. Okay. Right, so let's just go with this, okay? Let's just go right here with this frame right here, okay? You can see that in your swing here, your hands are further down the line than Colin's.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
100%.
Okay. What is the big thing that you notice different between these two?
Well, his lower body is, he's already kind of shifted, like turned sideways.
Right. So the big thing I see with you is that a lack of chest turn.
Okay.
Okay, you see where your chest is right here? It's facing the camera.
Yeah.
Where I look at Colin, his is probably facing out over here at about a 45 to 30 degree angle.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So as he does this, and let's kind of roll through there, right? It's going to allow his hands to trail behind him and maintain that lag.
So they can trail behind a kind of, okay.
Go ahead and ask you what
No,
you
I
think.
just, yeah, I wasn't sure if they could trail behind. I think I struggled with that while I was at the range, just like not feeling like I'm ahead of my hand, so it looks like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, for somebody who is breaking 80 now,
Yeah.
right, which is really good. You know, this is the only thing I'm really kind of seeing is glaring. Does that make sense? I mean,
Yeah.
we need to narrow up the stance a little bit. The slide, you need to kind of keep working on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Get that tilt and turn drill that we worked on,
Yeah.
right? But as far as what you're talking about with the missed strikes, that's where it's coming from,
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
Okay. So let me kind of jump on in here real quick and stand right over there. Okay. And let me just kind of demonstrate what I see
Okay.
and what I want to try to start moving towards.
Okay.
Okay. So what I kind of see here just a little bit as we get here, and we're going to take a look down the line, of course, see if it's early extension too, and I think it is. But what I would suggest is that we're getting here, we're early extending. Everything has to stop right here to allow this to pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I go like this and I turn, where am I at? I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Right. Big tiger move there. Right. So what we've got to kind of figure out, right, as we get here, right, is getting that club to come down here a little bit, and then really feeling, right, that as I get here, that my chest is really turning through, right? So if I kind of get like right here, okay, and then I just turn my chest, right, and I'm going to hold that angle. Look where my left arm is,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Look where my right arm is,
Mhm.
okay? Now I know the face is open,
Yeah.
okay, and I'm not worried about that right now, okay? Because I'm going to get through here and I'm going to turn it over,
I see. Okay.
okay? But the big thing is making sure that the chest continues to rotate, right, is leading the way instead of chest stopping, hands take over, right? So we may want to get in there and kind of do what I like to call the Annika, right? Have you ever seen Annika swing?
Mm-mm.
How about Henrik Stenson?
I don't think so.
Okay. When I look at, have you ever seen Annika swing a club?
I don't think so.
Annika Sorenstam, the greatest female golfer of all times?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Henrik,
terrible with names.
okay,
So,
Henrik Stenson, the big Swede.
that sounds familiar.
Okay.
I probably have, but I can't think off the top of my head.
Okay, so one thing that you'll notice if you kind of go straight on here, David Duval. You ever heard of David Duval? I am striking out here, buddy. I am striking out here.
I don't watch as much golf as I should.
Okay, so what we're going to kind of do here is I want us to kind of feel like we get on up over here, and then I want to feel like my head and chest turn as rapidly out of the way as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to look like this. So stand straight on a little bit. Okay, it's going to look more like this, right? As I kind of go. Just See that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that's how Annika, David Duvall, and Henrik Stenson would hit the ball.
Okay.
Okay, so they would definitely have something when they get here, their head and chest would lead out of the way. Okay, I'm not saying that's how we're going to be hitting the ball, but
Yeah.
as a drill, I need you to keep that chest moving.
Yeah.
See where I'm at here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you see where you're at in the picture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so it's just got to be one of those things. I don't care where it goes, but get used to getting the chest out of the way, moving, which will keep the hands behind, right, my turn, and that creates lag. Does that make
100%.
sense?
Yeah, yep. No, I definitely can feel that, like, I was still kind of
Right?
doing this.
Just got to swing through that ball, right? Keep that chest moving. Let me see if I can pull up Annika Sorenstan's golf swing. All right, so stay right there. Get up to the top for me. Okay. Now I'm going to move now. Okay. So come on down. There you go. Okay. Got to keep that chest moving.
Okay.
Let's do it again. Okay, up to the top. All right, come on through. There you go. Okay. Mm-hmm. You see how your hands are leading?
Mm-hmm.
See where your left arm is. Now that's an exaggeration. I'm
Yeah.
trying to exaggerate that,
Yeah.
right? But that's the feeling that's got to kind of be a little bit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Get that chest moving just a little bit. Okay. Let's go with Henrik Stenson. Henrik Stenson. It's golf swing. Okay. All right, you ready to hit a few balls?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to put anything up on the screen because I'm not here to, we don't want to try to judge ourselves by what we're doing. We're just
Yeah.
trying to get a movement pattern, okay? So it's going to feel like, give you an idea maybe, right? When I get up to the top here, it's going to feel like instead of my arms going, right, it's going to feel like my belly button is moving first. Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay. It only seem that way, doesn't it? Until you get slow off. Alright, yeah. So let's just kind of do that, and then we just want to see how we're doing with our hand path here, okay? Hold on one sec. I want to see that one real quick. Oh no, we don't. This one's not have that one. Okay, go ahead. Whenever you're ready. I should just keep recording. I feel like that chest is rotating hard out of the way. Good. Let's see how we're doing with our hand. I'm going to take a long line here just a sec. Okay. Starting to get that chest turned just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. swing there. Okay. Good. Feel like you're swinging out towards that second baseman for me, okay? Yep, there you go. Let's take a look down the line. Move your golf back real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so before we do that, okay, let me get back to the impact bag. How much of the impact bag you been working on?
Like none.
Okay, okay, I can kind of tell here. All right, so set up for me, okay? I just want you to hit a couple into the bag, and just tell me what you feel with your body and your chest. There you go. Give it a swing. Yeah, look how much your chest has got to open up when we do that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go again. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. So impact bag, we've got to work on that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Different way of kind of thinking about it though for you, okay? All right. If this was a big old oak tree, think of that as an oak tree. I have an axe in my hand, right? If I went to go hit it, right, what am I probably going to lead with?
Yeah.
Okay? But for you, if you were chopping wood, it'd be like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so remember, when we're striking something, our chest and body are rotating open and our head stays behind it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think I'm thinking about my chest and
That's okay.
not my.
Just
main
think about
structure.
hitting on an impact bag. Once you think about hitting the impact bag.
Okay.
Okay? All right, imagine that impact bag down there. Okay. Okay, once again. How's that feeling for you there?
Yeah, I think I need to remember to keep my head. I'm like trying to turn my head too, but. Definitely makes more sense. I could feel that I was not.
Doing that?
Yeah.
See how you. Okay, better job turning that chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good job.
I'm still wanting to flip my wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think that's what I'm saying. I'm focused on my chest turning and not where my hands are. So.
Well, we're gonna take a look down the line on this other one, but I just want to kind of see how you're doing with the chest turn.
Yeah.
Okay, you're still flipping just a little bit. So,
Yeah.
to me, that probably tells us that we're definitely cutting our hand path off a little bit,
Mhm.
right? So let's take a look down the line here and see how we're doing, okay? Here, let's do another swing here real quick. Where are you at? Right there. We're too far over. Let's go right here. Yeah, there you go. See how we did there. All right, so as I look at this setup here, let's take a look down the line here. Okay, I think the hands are a little bit too far under us.
Okay.
Okay, see how we got a lot of, it looks like a lot of lean forward.
Yeah.
Okay, the one thing I definitely want to try to get rid of is this little S thing that you have here.
Okay.
Okay, so if I could get you to kind of move up a little bit and hands out a little bit, right, will be a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like it's kind of like, so if I kind of describe the setup, it's kind of like this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so hands are too far in, weight's a little bit too far over.
I
Okay.
need to be more like this. Then.
Yeah, we want to feel a little bit taller, so we're going to kind of walk through that a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, absolutely. Right, but let's just kind of, you know, the big thing I want to kind of see here is one, takeaway, two, if we have any early extension. But I can kind of tell with all the weight that we have on this side, it's going to be really tough to keep it back. Does that make sense? Okay. There's our hand right there. Let's just see how we do. Okay, but there you go. You see where you're coming off that line right there?
Yeah.
Okay, if I look at Colin here, he's probably going to be smashing through it a little bit, if I had to make a guess. Come on, buddy. I'll even take it off. But he's going to stay close to that line than what you're doing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing, let's kind of talk about the setup here, okay? Let's kind of walk through the setup again, okay? So stand right here next to me if you would, please. Okay, stand right here. Okay. So what I want us to do is put our feet together, right together. Take our left hand, put our club on out there, okay? Take my right hand, put it right there where my belt buckle would be. Push your hips back very slightly. You feel a little tension in your hamstrings, okay? Club's still gonna be up, okay? Crack your knees just a little bit. Okay, equal steps, shoulder width apart, that's it. Put the right hand on, let the club come down to the ground naturally. Much better. Doesn't that feel more comfortable right there?
Yeah, I feel more balanced.
Okay, and then I'm getting rid of this S that we've got back over here, okay?
Okay.
So less of this being here and less of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So standing taller, right? And now that's gonna help us quite a bit there too. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
So the big thing is with our setup, right, and I think this is something we got to touch back on a little bit, and I probably talked about it before, is you want to feel like you're standing tall,
Yeah.
okay? You want to feel like you're tall, okay?
Okay.
How I kind of relate it to is if I was an ice skater, right, when they want to go fast, they pull it all in and they stand really tall, right?
Yeah.
Make it like
Yeah.
that, right? But when they want to slow down, everything kind of goes out and away, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that you're doing is you're decreasing the chance of speed. Does that make sense?
By
Right?
widening.
By widening, right? It feels powerful. I
Yeah.
get that, right? It's a great football move, right? But unfortunately, we're not playing football.
Yeah.
Right? We're looking at speed and rotation, right?
Okay.
Not power,
Yeah.
right? So making sure that you feel a little bit taller, and we talked about it, getting the feet a little bit closer together, then I can really feel like I'm rotating and turning. But once I start to get too wide, too much like this, you can see that you got to get like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to get down into the pocket to do it, right? It's much more like if I were to say, hey, your swing looks a lot more like Alexander Nord, if you've ever seen him, right? So he's much more this kind of guy that swing over the top, down, left, and through like
Through,
this.
yeah.
Okay, works for him, right? I mean, the guy's a great player, but I think if he probably went a little bit better way, he wouldn't have so many calluses on his hands.
Right.
But that is the key, I think, for what I see, down the line here, is that our posture is in a very bad position.
Okay.
Okay, so once again, right, if I just kind of go with, let's just go with probably my favorite swing in this thing. But of course, I am a little biased. I like Justin. I like JT a little bit better.
Yeah, I like it too.
Right, but if I look at his setup compared to yours,
Yeah, he's way
right,
more upright.
right, so just, I mean, hands a little bit more away from the body a little bit to give him some space right there, standing a little bit taller, and a little bit of some roundedness there in the back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Where I see this, you've got some roundedness, but it kind of comes into a little bit of an S,
Yeah.
right? And you've got your rear end kind of poking out a
Yeah.
little bit, right? So if we can just kind of get you a little bit more upright, okay, I think that will start helping us with the early extension,
Okay.
right? And then I think that'll also help us with the early release, because now we have a place for our hands to go.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to kind of do here, kind of get a feel for that. Let's take our hat off. Okay. Need you to kind of get up against the wall here, right? The old wall drill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just get right here, okay? And feel yourself against the wall. If I'm like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That's not where I want to be.
Okay.
Okay, so let's take our hat off real quick. Okay? Just kind of getting in a nice, comfortable posture. Not, there you go. Okay, good. Yep. Yep. Good. All right. You see how that hip's able to turn back behind you now?
Yeah, way easier.
Good. Good. Okay.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that is part of probably the reason why well, I've been playing fine with the clubs at the standard length. I think we had lengthened my old clubs.
Okay.
I think that was part of maybe why I'm
See how you're
wanting
like that?
to bend over a little bit more, which I think I can still play with. Like, I was holding it fine like this, so I think I'll just practice this, but
Yeah, as long as your arms are hanging down off your shoulders naturally, you should be able to reach that.
yeah.
Yep, and then, there you go. Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay, that's gonna get that face a little bit more down. We don't wanna kind of have,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
there you go. Okay, so now we can definitely get a hand's width between that,
Right.
right? And now when I look at it, your hands are underneath your chin,
Mm-hmm.
okay? I don't mind if they're a little bit in, maybe a little bit out, but I don't want them in here like this,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, or like.
Yeah, there's just way too much bending going on, you know, when I look on it down the line. Too much
Yeah.
knee bend, too much face over, and stuff like this. We want to feel like we're standing a little bit more
Standing up.
taller.
That's
Okay?
good because that would be less pressure on my back.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have that issue, and we also have the issue with the right shoulder, right? Don't we have an issue?
Well, I think my chest was just, my chest
Oh, your
was
left,
just
okay.
really tight. So, yeah, and then like, oh yeah, you're talking about when
Yeah.
that's been okay. I think because I've been rotating a little bit more, but obviously I need to rotate more. But it was on my take back. I wasn't rotating back. I was just coming back like this,
Yeah.
and I think that was causing like. But I
Oh,
haven't.
yeah, I remember on the last one, you're like, I don't feel the pressure back here, which
Yeah,
is big, dude.
yeah.
Because,
It was like,
you know,
until
I
can
don't
hold it.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I care what move you make, but I don't care if it's a wrong move as long as you're not in pain.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
I'll find a way to work around that a little
Yeah,
bit, but if,
yeah.
if it's got to be the proper move and we're in pain, then that's not good.
Yeah,
right?
that's not. Yeah.
So once again, I'm going to kind of sit here. Go ahead, set up. I'm going to just put my hand on your head. Right? Good. Feel like you're standing tall. Good. And just kind of give me a light swing there. Right? Good. Right. Once again, set up again for me. Do that again. Good. Come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back. All right. There you go. There you go. All right. Allow that hand to release just a little bit sooner though. Okay. You don't want to hold it too long.
Okay.
Right? Like I see you practice and I get it. You're trying to get that angle, right?
Yeah.
But there's nobody I see on tour that's hitting it like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Does that make sense? All right? Unless you're Alexander Norm. Okay? He's probably hitting it like that. Okay? But it's going to be here, right? You see where I'm at there? Boom. Right? I shouldn't be afraid to let my wrist release as long as I keep them away from my body. But
I
once I
see,
start to
okay.
do this,
Yeah, I see.
okay, but it's okay, right? You can see if I was bowling, right? If I was bowling, my arm's gonna be extended out and through.
Yeah.
Okay, my wrist's still going to rotate, right? I'm not going to throw the ball like this because I'm afraid that I'll flip.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little bit, but boom, right? You see how the chest is turning and then through. Yeah, okay. So don't be afraid to release that club a little bit.
Okay.
Just got to keep that chest moving a little bit
Okay.
and stay in a good posture.
Okay.
Okay, we want to make sure that we're standing tall and we can rotate. And I think the big thing for you with that is if we can kind of do that, I think we start to take that slide out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, feel like you're standing tall. Yep, good. Mhm. All right. Come on down and through again. Back up to the top. Good. Come on down. Come on down. Good. Rotate through.
I
Okay.
see. So it kind of release right there.
Absolutely, absolutely, because that's going to get the face to start turning over, and we grab the ball and it starts turning it left for us a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, but if I keep doing this, where's
Yeah.
my face
Yeah,
at?
it's gonna be wide open. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not something, right? I want you to kind of understand. It's not that I want you to be afraid of this.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as I'm turning.
Okay.
See how that works?
Mhm.
Okay, but once you stop turning, keep your chest frozen, and then
I
this.
see.
Then the arm has to retract back to stay in
I
place.
see. Okay.
Okay, so once again, here. There you go.
I see.
Let's do
Okay.
that again. Here. There you go.
Okay.
So if we look at,
It's less about the dragging my arm. Yeah, I totally get the chest turn is like the key there.
right, so let's watch JT as he comes through here, right? Good, he's at a good spot right here,
Okay.
okay? We're not gonna hold it any more than that.
Gotcha.
So now the right hand is starting to take over, and you can see that arms are really extended. Nice
Okay.
triangle right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that might be a thought, trying to keep a triangle out in front of us.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I've thought about, you said like the handshake. So trying to get my hands to that point, but I still feel the chicken wing coming through, and I think, yeah, this is,
Okay. Okay, so here you go. As you kind of go through here, right, if I kind of said, hey, catch raindrops with
I
your
see.
left hand,
Okay.
okay, but look where the face is,
yeah,
look where the elbow is,
yeah,
okay? So if I said, hey, as we come through here, I want you to catch raindrops with your palm as you come through.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay? That arm has to stay extended. As this wrist stays in this position, it has to stay
Has to
extended.
stay.
Once I do this, he can bend.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
But once I put him like this, now try to bend.
Yeah, it's, yeah,
He ain't gonna do it, right? That right hand's gonna keep him out in the way, and he's gonna. There you go. Okay? Now that's an over exaggeration. Okay? But if it gives you a good visual, right? And now we're maintaining that triangle like we talked about
Yeah.
in the video, right? Okay? Good. All right, big guy. Give me about 4 swings here. All right.
Yeah, that'll help my back so much by
Yeah. Right, so just give me a small swing, feel like we're standing tall, and feel like you're catching raindrops with your left hand over on the other side with your palm. There you go. We're off and running, pal. There you go. Ball's not going right now, is it? Good. And look at your low point. Okay, good job. Low point's over here on the right, 5 inches.
Oh.
That tells me we're hitting down on it.
Okay.
Good. All right, catching raindrops. honest assessment of how that's feeling for us?
It feels great. I mean, I'm such a visual learner, so I know what it should look like. Just getting to that point has just been so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And this feels way better.
Good.
The pressure on my back is like 5 times less than it was.
That's big, man.
Because like going the range every night hitting 200 balls, like gotta take Advil damn near because I'm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my
But I
back
mean, I
is-
think part of that's your posture, part of
Yeah.
that chest stopping, right?
Yeah.
But if I can get you in a better posture and all that, that starts helping that little S curve that we see in our back. Great job of bringing that club through now. You feel that?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I start every practice round with punch shots, so this will be perfect.
Good. Feel like you're standing tall, getting a little crumped again. There you go. Feet a little bit closer together. There you go. Good. Yeah. Look at this guy. He's going to go right down the middle all the time. Okay. Catching raindrops. Here we go. Real quick.
I think
Held that angle. We'll cross the two patterns there, okay?
Yeah. I feel better.
Yeah. So much better right
Feels
there.
easier too. Like literally just, I think I was struggling to get that.
Well,
I
this-
knew I needed the shaft lean, I just couldn't get it.
Right. I think the big issue is that we were getting, you know, it's easy to get into something and then we go through it. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. The big thing is that, you know, and I love YouTube. I really do. But there
Yeah.
are some things that I wish they would take off. Right. The big thing is I see a lot of kids doing this. Right. I see them in the mirror. I see them at thing, and they're all like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You want to hit down. You want to have this forward shaft lean.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe there are a few pros that can kind of get into that position. Dustin Johnson may be one of them.
Yeah.
Right? But like freaks of nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they've got this whole side that stretches them out and gets them to where they want. So
Yeah.
they have this huge advantage over us, right?
Yeah.
But what I really see out of the top amateurs, right, and that's what in LPGA is much more of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I see much more of this left arm being straight with the shaft here and impact a little bit, and then really having that feeling that the left hand does this.
Yeah.
Okay? You can see the face is over rotated and shut at this point, right? But I see a lot of people, if I go like this and I hold that angle, right, where am I going to release that at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, there's so much power too.
Correct. The face is way out to the right. Hands are way out in front, right? The only thing I can do at this point is flip to get it
Yeah,
back through.
Yeah.
And that's what you were doing,
Yeah.
right? Now we're just kind of getting here, right? We're striking the ball, and then I'm getting you to get out of this position and over to this position.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
100%.
All right. There you go. Release that club. Good. All that energy's there. We don't need to just bury it into the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, that feels so much more natural. I think I was like, when you think about flipping, I feel like I am like flipping, but it's different than the flipping that I've been like, you know what I mean? I'm not really I'm just turning my hands over versus like trying to like scoop it.
Yeah, because you're trying so hard to maintain an angle,
Yeah.
right? That's improper, right?
Yeah.
And then as we get here, your mind is an amazing machine, right? It's like that ain't gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
Because if I said, hey, just if I just told my mind shut off, right? And
Yeah.
here, let me jump on in there real quick. If I said, hey, shut off, I'm gonna take control completely. I don't care if it's wrong, right? And I'm gonna hold this angle like this, right? I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah.
My body knows that is not going to be a good pattern.
Yeah.
So what's it going to do? It knows right about here.
Yeah. Let go.
Get out, flip. Right? Get the face back to square. Your body knows that. Your mind is an amazing machine.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the big thing right there. Okay? You're learning to keep that angle. And as if I do this, what's my chest doing?
Yeah.
Right? If I do this, what's my chest doing?
Right.
Okay? So for you it feels like a flip, but it's really just a release.
It's just a release, yeah.
Right? It's not. The other thing's a flip. All right, give me 4 more here, big guy, and let's talk about what we need to work on, okay?
Okay. Just feels so much better.
Yeah,
It's
now you're
crazy.
releasing that club into the ball. Great job. And look at your, just do it again. I'll show you. Just do it again. Doing great. Still coming in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. But look at the left arm. Staying out.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still got a little work to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I see it in fast mode, you can hardly see that
can
little
hardly-
flip
yeah.
though. I mean, in slow mo, yeah, I can catch it all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. But the only thing I would kind of say here, just a little bit, and what's your path? Your path was a little over the top. So if
Okay.
I got you to get that positive, that takes out that.
Okay.
Does that make sense a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of good stuff here, but for these
I'm
last,
swinging out instead of trying to
correct.
cut it in. I see what you're saying.
Correct. Okay, so let's do 3 balls, right? And remember, we just want to kind of feel like we're swinging on this gentle path right here. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to send it way out over here. I'm just trying to get you that visual right there. Okay, good. Okay, keep doing the same things. Catch your raindrops. Yeah. Watch that thing bend them like that. Heck yeah, dude. There you go. 2 more, my man, 2 more. All right. Now, if I told you, hey, I want you to go out and play golf like that, you're going to be down the middle all day long. Does that make sense? Right? Now it's just dialing in the yardage. Great work.
Yeah, that feels so much better.
Great work, buddy.
It feels like I feel like more loose. Like I'm not like, yeah,
So let me ask you a question. Was that an 8-iron you said?
yeah.
Okay. What was your backswing? 50%?
Not even. Yeah.
Not even, right? You got 150 yards out of that, out of an 8-iron. I mean, it landed 133, but it totaled out to 145, okay, or 147, okay? So, do we need a big, big swing?
No.
Do we need to hold the angle to get power?
No.
No, right?
Rotate the chest.
Right? We want to release that, right? We want to release that energy. We want to feel like the hand is coming over like this, elbow down, right, as we come through. Big thing for us, if we can swing out towards the second baseman or
Yeah.
just to the right side of the pitcher and feel like I'm catching raindrops over here, your ball striking is going to go up. Does that make sense?
100%.
Right? And you're a strong guy,
Yeah.
okay? You're a big, strong guy. Look at your chest. You're a barrel-chested guy. You're big, right? You don't need to put a lot of speed or power into it.
Yeah.
You just need to make contact, and it's going.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Right? You know, for everybody, they've got their own power source, right? For you, you're just a big, strong guy. Country strong, you're going to come through on that,
Yeah.
right? For somebody like me, I'm gonna have to kind of jump and use my hands to get as much speed. I gotta be like that, right? That's not gonna be your formula, right? You're gonna be a lot more leg driven, a lot more chest and through. Okay? So, great session, man. Any questions? Anything I can answer for you right now?
This is what I needed.
Okay?
Glad I came in.
Absolutely. I'm glad you did too. Club path positive, I like that. Keep that in our mind, right?
Okay.
Okay? Face angle closed, perfect. You did great right there.
Okay.
Let's make sure that we kind of get ourselves up against a wall. Okay? Get yourself where you just kind of face like that. And feel like your hands are just kind of off the wall, just a little bit. Okay? That's going to get us in a real good position. Okay? And I would just kind of maybe get my arms across my chest and kind of feel that, right? You'll start to notice that if I keep my head on the wall, and it's going to move a little bit, you can't really slide.
Yeah.
Okay? So we start to get rid of that slide a little bit, which will start helping us quite a bit.
Because I'm just standing so much taller, it's just easier to turn, like you said, like the ice skating. It's like,
Absolutely. There's not so many bends in your knees and ankles and everything that we got to get around.
my hip flexors aren't holding me back.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. And that's a real, I'm trying to get into this position, right?
Yeah.
But if I get here, it's a lot easier for that thing to rotate and come up.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, 100%.
Other big thing that we kind of talked about, right? Making sure that I kind of, and we kind of practice this with just a club. I used to do this as a lad.
Yeah.
Right? Just grab an old club. It doesn't have to be anything amazing, but get like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I just kind of turn where the face is down here, not how I'm going to hit it, but if I just turn how the face is down, you can see my arm has to stay extended.
Yeah.
Okay? Instead of kind of coming through like this. Does that make sense?
100%.
This guy can go any way he wants, right? But just kind of, right, get used to that feel. And you'll notice that the club moves naturally.
Yeah.
Right? It opens up a little bit, it closes, it moves the way that the tool was intended for.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
That tool is not intended to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay? That tool is intended to be here, and then boom, release. Okay?
Yeah, well, we'll see with practice, but I think I didn't understand it as much before, and now that I've been trying, like I said, to get that, and I keep chicken winging, like you're saying, like, it just makes more sense now.
Yeah, there's
Like,
got to be
to
some place
allow the
to
follow through, yeah, and like the standing up, like everything just makes more sense, and what the stuff I've been struggling with. So
good. Right? But you got to remember, you've got all that energy, right? What's energy got to do? It can't just stay on energy, right? It's got to be released at some point, right?
Yeah.
And once we hit that ball, release that energy, release it and let it go, right?
Yeah.
Don't try to keep that, angle down and thinking that's what's going to, keep my left wrist kind of bowed, what they talk about, right? That's not going to do it because I'm really going to have to kind of stop this guy to maintain that, right?
Yeah.
And then at this point, I got to kind of,
yeah,
right? So allow that energy to release. Perfect.
yeah, it feels
Different, right?
hitting 200 balls at the range is going to be way easier.
Absolutely. And the big thing is making sure that you're not in pain.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
big thing.